What is going on, everybody? It's Alex, back here with another video. And today, you guys know what time it is. It's mock draft time. And guess what? We very well might be doing something new to the mock draft series. We might be adding a fourth round. Yes, as I want to get closer to the draft, I want to get closer to being able to do 7 rounds. Of course, maybe not every week because that's a pain in the ass. But for you guys who do like to see a little bit more than what we usually get, you are getting a treat this week because honestly, I want to celebrate a little bit. And I want to be able to have a good time with you guys. So let's kick it off with the #1 overall pick. Of course, you guys are new. Like, comment, subscribe. You know all that jazz. The Detroit Lions are on the board. And we are in an interesting scenario because KT, Kayvon Thibodeau, Oaks Christian alum, has been the #1 pick for a very long time. And he still has ungodly talent. He's ridiculous, right? Like absolute freak of nature. However, he has been A, dealing with a couple injuries, but B, not as dominant as a man who is guaranteed to be the next Bosa. I think Aidan Hutchinson literally is Nick Bosa, like frame for frame. This guy is absolutely unreal. I think that his game has transcended. He lost weight. He was boring last year, and he's added some extra pass rush moves, similar to how Kwity Paye took a big jump in how he was able to progress himself. Aidan Hutchinson did that, and now he's even progressed even more throughout the year, playing against high-end competition like Nicholas Petit-Frere, especially I think he might have sat there Mumford on his ass. So he's been playing absolutely dominant football, and I think that it's time to put him above. We did it last week. I know some people say KT is a better scheme fit, but to be honest, both of them are perfectly fine scheme fit. And to be fair, I think Aidan Hutchinson at 265, he might be 275, 270, right in between, is a bit of a better scheme fit than a guy like KT who's just around 260. Also, I honestly think that both of them are extremely amazing. It's not a shot to KT. It's just a big tip of the cap to Aidan Hutchinson because he has been playing on another level. #2 with the Jaguars. This is a very interesting spot because you have KT, Kyle Hamilton, and Evan Neal. No, I do not think Ikem Ekwonu is better than Evan Neal for a team that A, doesn't know if they have an answer at left or right tackle, but B, just in general, I think Ikem has more upside, barely, just because of how powerful he is. But that's the only thing he has above him. So those are the 3 guys on my board right now. Can you get KT in the, like, a guy similar to KT in the next round? No, I think that it's a pretty solidified 1-2 here. However, do I think that you could get a guy? I just don't think Travon Walker's coming out, like Jermaine Johnson, Arnold Ebiketie, Nick Benito, Kingsley Enagbare in the next round. Absolutely. Versus what do you get at tackle, right? Let's just say we pass on tackle here. And again, you gotta invest in the offensive line. You really do. And the next round, I don't think Nicholas Petit-Frere is going to be there. If he is, that would be a home run pick, right? We could trade back into the end of the first and select him, but projecting right now, I know there's a lot of teams that could use a tackle, especially one that can play right tackle. They're in very short demand, or a very short supply here. So I think given, I mean, what, do you want to go Daniel Faalele round 2? No. Offensive line is a huge issue, guys. And it sounds insane. I know it does because you're going to be passing on KT. But let's just assume the Jags don't do well next year. Can you get Will Anderson? Yes. So I would say hold your horses on going crazy about not getting KT because A, you're going to get a good edge rusher possibly next round or a good safety. But B, you get this solidified, and there's always great options in the next draft. Tackle, I don't know if you're going to get anywhere near Evan Neal. He's my tackle 1. He's my #2 player in the draft, or it's a weird mix right there. Right now, it's nothing solidified. He's probably my #2 guy in the draft, behind Aidan Hutchinson, and then KT's following, which is going to be the next pick, by the way. I know people say you need quarterback for the Texans. Like, this isn't the draft to do that, especially at the top. Evan Neal can play left or right tackle. That versatility needs to be commended. Charles Cross, I think, is a better day 1 impact than Ikem Ekwonu. Ikem, you're going to be drafting him to a team that wants to take a chance on somebody being exponentially better than Charles Cross. Evan Neal is bona fide amazing. He's developed every single year at each position. He hasn't had 2 seasons at one spot yet. He played guard, he's played right tackle, he's played left tackle each a season. He needs a little bit more time to be able to get comfortable, but he's shown so much progression every single year. He's a home run hit. I don't think you can pass on somebody who could be a franchise tackle for the next 15 years. With the Texans, I don't think we need to talk about it. KT's on the board, you take KT. These 3 guys should be going in the top 3. That's the basic fact here. Those 3 should be going in the top 3. No ifs, ands, or buts. Number 4 with the Jets. I think this is a pretty safe pick to go Kyle Hamilton. Some people are just trying to go at Kyle Hamilton and say that safety isn't worth a top 5 pick. You haven't watched Kyle Hamilton because he's not a safety. He's a defensive back. He is a commander of the secondary. This guy is lengthy, fast, intelligent, and has great ball skills. This guy's IQ is through the roof. Look at his first game this year. Usually people take progressions out the year. There's not much for Kyle Hamilton to progress in. He literally ran across the entire field to go, I think it might have been even intercepted against Travis right there. Like, that was ridiculous. He was able to play that well, recognize a play that far away, and be able to make a play just like that. He is an absolute game record. Plus, losing Marcus May is a big oof. So at this spot, now you're down to 2 really big impact players. Ikem Ekwonu, right tackle for you guys. You guys would have to take a chance on that. Do I think it's as big of a need as a corner? Probably not. But it's the value better? Absolutely. Then again, you could be walking out of this with Kyle Hamilton and Derek Stingley. That would be pretty awesome. Now, Derek Stingley's dealt with injuries. That being said, apart from, I think, Bryce Hall, you guys haven't been doing too crazy in the cornerback room. Tackle is certainly something I want to do. I know people are trying to say that, oh, we have good tackles right now. You got to invest in your future. But I think that gives you the flexibility to not have to go after a tackle the same way a team like the Jaguars do. So I'm right now at Derek Stingley. You could look at George Karlaftis here, 100%. He's been playing very well and deserves a lot of recognition for it. But we're going to go Derek Stingley. Again, you get the 2 unicorn players in this draft. They're built different. That's a weird way to say it, and it's not very professional, but they're different type of prospects. Derek Stingley, I was just talking to Ian Cummings. Shout out to that guy. Really cool dude for Pro Football Network. And he was saying Derek Stingley took a dip. That's definitely a concern, but that's been mainly injury related. So he also has a lot of time now to prepare for the NFL draft, and then he's going to be taken care of by NFL locker rooms. So that's going to be good. He said that we already saw what he has true talent wise, raw talent in his freshman year. So we already know he has all the talent in the world. Now it's just getting healthy and getting more comfortable again, which I think is worth taking a shot on at number 5 when you can get a guy who was the best cornerback in the nation his freshman year, which is something we've never seen before. Number 6 with the Giants. I am starting to think that, well, you might as well go offensive line, right? Charles Cross is going to be a day 1 impact, and he's going to be very good, but you already have a left tackle. Ikem Ekwonu is somebody who's still raw, still developing. I think that he will be a better fit on this team. I know they like the Maulers a little bit more. He's much more of a Mauler mentality. He's actually surprisingly lighter than he looks, but he's absolutely dominant. So we're going to be Ikem Ekwonu here. The offensive line needs help. It needs help big time. And I think that's going to be the right move for us, getting Ikem in there. Honestly, he can play guard as well. So just that right there. Now, this pick, I really, really, really want to take Tyler Linderbaum here. I do. And something that I would do personally. I did it in the last draft. I know you guys liked it. However, we have to be realistic here. This isn't a draft that you guys would like or I would like. We put our own little twist on it. That's the whole entire point. We have to use our own minds and then figure out what we'd want to do. But we also have to factor in the fact that, well, do you really think they're going to go offensive line, back-to-back picks? I would. So I would be perfectly fine selecting Tyler Linderbaum here. However, I just don't see that as something that is feasible. I don't think that they're going to just say, oh, we're going to go line with our 2 first-round picks. They're going to have to get somebody either that's an impact player like a quarterback, or you're going to get a bigger impact on defense like an edge rusher. Again, personally, if I were in complete control and it doesn't matter about what the draft history is or what Gettleman would want, I'd go Tyler Linderbaum here. In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I'd go Tyler Linderbaum. However, that's not the case. I think George Karlaftis is going to get a lot of hype. He's ready day one, to be honest, to play on the squad. He fits perfectly what you're looking for. He has just everything that you can ask, and that's perfect for this team. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a dominant threat. And I think that people aren't talking about Karlaftis enough in that light. I think the injuries are just the only thing you need to worry about. So George Karlaftis out of Purdue is going to be going right here. Number 8 for the Falcons. Now, this is a team that I have going 3 ways. Maybe 2. I don't know. David Ojabo. Yeah, he's kind of earned the right to be in this category. David Ojabo, Andrew Booth, Sauce Gardner, Kyrie Elam. We just saw a big change in the board here. Hello. So obviously Andrew Booth's been progressing over the year, so he's actually gotten a lot better. So shout out to Andrew Booth for being able to play at a higher level. Kyrie Elam's just not very good in the run game, but that's a little bit ridiculous to say he's barely in the first round. I think that he's earned a little bit more than that. Sauce Gardner, I mean, being one of the most locked down players in the entire nation in the right scheme, he's going to be absolutely balling. So because of that, I honestly might pass on corner here. Also, I think that there's going to be a couple more edges that might go in the first round. Now, it does kind of suck because there's going to be we could take Drake Jackson possibly next round, but I know that you guys are perfectly fine with a guy like Ojabo. I know you are, because again, pretty much the same exact weight, but Ojabo's a lot better. I do think Ojabo's going to come out. Talked also with Ian about this one. You know, he's already going to be selected top 10, top 15. Now it's like, well, okay, what are you going to get by going back just to prove to people that you aren't a 1-2? It's something that honestly, I think that it would be a stupid idea. So we're going to assume he comes out this draft. Now the question is, do I take him here? Look at him. He's young as all get go. He fits perfectly what you're looking for as well. So you have him. We can of course move back up and select a corner. Like, I know that a guy like Trent McDuffie is going to be there. I don't think Trent McDuffie's the right fit though. So we can go after a guy like Kyler Gordon. This guy's going to be shooting up the draft board. I think he was on a Feldman's freak list. This guy's ridiculously talented as well. Guy who could potentially return, but I do think that he's going to be jumping up the boards. Or Andrew Booth. Andrew Booth is ridiculous, right? Like, his athleticism's off the charts. And he'd be the second corner to go versus the 4th edge. So I think that actually matters that much? No. But you guys let me know what you guys would do in the comments. This draft, I think that the drop-off is too much. Again, I would rather take a Drake Jackson in round 2 with Andrew Booth than Ojabo and potentially go like Darion Kendrick in the second. It's just, I'm not really seeing that true left corner lockdown vibe from many of these dudes. Even Ahmad Gardner, he's a little bit slower than Kyrie Elam. And Trent McDuffie, he doesn't have that ability for me. I don't think he's the right guy on the outside. So through process of elimination, I think Andrew Booth's athleticism and testing numbers will actually put him above guys who I have above him, which I actually have only Sauce and Derek above Booth right now. So Kyrie Elam has fallen to my corner 4. It's just what happens. But Andrew Booth has moved up and he's going to be taken here. Yeah, he's had some lapses, but the fact that he's been able to recover from it is something in the past couple of weeks I haven't really realized, but he's made some very big steps, and that's great. You know, if you end up messing up in the middle of the season, that's a big negative, but if you're able to recover from that, that also shows that you are progressing your game and being able to work on yourself. That's a big plus for me. So those cancel out. He was my corner 2 at the start of the year. Hence, now he's being selected corner 2 here. Number 9 with the good old Panthers. This is down to Charles Cross and Kenny Pickett here. You know, Matt Corral is certainly a fun option here, but I think they're going to go after a dude who has a little bit more pro readiness. There is something to be said about Kenny Pickett's hands. 3rd smallest, I think, since they started getting measured in 1975. That's a little bit worrisome. honestly, I think teams might not take Kenny Pickett until the second round because of that. That's a legit concern of mine. So we might actually pull a little curveball here and not go quarterback with Kenny Pickett. Just a guy, again, he could be that dude who ends up ascending, even though he has those small hands. We've just never seen a quarterback be able to play football the way Kenny Pickett does with that hand size. It's something that is uncharted territory. So it's a little bit weird. I think I have bigger hands than Kenny Pickett. I'm 5'9". So that's a little bit worrisome. Of course, I have pretty large hands, but it's really down to that or a guy like Charles Cross. For me, I do Charles Cross, but do they go quarterback? Honestly, they passed on Justin Fields. Why the heck would they go Kenny Pickett if they passed on Justin Fields, right? I think they actually go Charles Cross here. He's actually gained a lot of hype. And is it crazy that quarterback's not going top 10? Possibly. But it's not that crazy. Charles Cross is ridiculous, so we're going to be taking him right there. Number 10 with the Vikings. Yes, I do want to go edge here. However, I don't think Ojabo fits. I would love Jermaine Johnson on the squad. I would absolutely love Jermaine Johnson on the squad. I don't know why they're the exact same weight, but I feel like Jermaine Johnson's just so much bigger and hulkier of a dude. That being said, I do want to look at a guy like DeMarvin Leal on the squad. If he is able to slim down, he's a freaky, freaky dude. Jordan Davis as well. Both these guys are great. I think DeMarvin Leal has fallen off a little bit for me. I don't know why TNN ranks him up so high. He's been doing really poorly this year, especially compared to last year. Taking a big step down. I think he's gotten a little bit out of shape. Big concern to me on that one. Of course, his testing numbers are going to be phenomenal because I'm sure he'll get back in shape, but something to be worried about. I think any guy like Kyer Elam might fit this team, though. He has the most upside out of the corners left. I love Sauce Gardner more than him. I do. But that doesn't mean that I'm odd. Damn, look how young Kyer Elam is. This dude is crazy young. Yeah, I think that Kyer Elam is going to get that hype again because of his size. He's about 200 pounds at 6'2". You do need a corner, need an edge as well, need a safety. We are going to get some of that in this draft. Kyer Elam is still going to be selected high. Again, Roger McCreary deserves some hype, but not that much. Number 11, this could be a quarterback. It just really depends on what the Jameis Winston situation is going to be. Malik Willis is someone who I really do like, and I could see a team trying to move up for a quarterback right now. But this might be the draft that teams don't move up for a quarterback at all. It's just not a very good quarterback class. Think about it. After this, again, Tanner McKee's not going to come out. You're going to have, after this, it's going to be pretty much Bailey Zapp. That's it. You got Malik Willis, who's going to be probably a 2 to 3 year project. Desmond Ridder, which is kind of a lower ceiling guy with some accuracy issues. Sam Howell, which we've seen that there's been a bit of a step down. So that's a big red flag. Matt Corral, he's 200 pounds. And also, he's just not exciting anymore. And then Kenny Pickett, Mr. Small Hands. There's big issues with all these quarterbacks. So I'm not sure that the value for him is going to be that high. Not many teams are a quarterback away. So with this pick, we are actually going to assume Jameis Winston returns. And that means we're going to be going Garrett Wilson out of the Ohio State University. Really, really good player. I love Garrett Wilson. He's an all-around wide receiver. Even if he doesn't have that 4.4, 4.3 speed, he's able to control the body as well as make the catch at the top of the catch point. I absolutely love Garrett Wilson. Also really good in space. It's the perfect addition to this team. He's a perfect addition to any team, if we're going to be honest here. Number 12 with the Philadelphia Eagles, used to them being up a lot higher. Corner, edge, as well as wide receiver, quarterback, all those are big, big needs. Now, I'm looking at the class. The only guy I would take is Malik Willis, but you're doing well with, what's his name? Gardner Minshew. So I don't know if the demand for quarterback's that high. You're starting a backup quarterback and he's going like almost a perfect passer rating in one half. Like, that is ridiculous. It also shows that it might be the time to invest elsewhere. And holy shit, we actually have an absolute steal at this pick. Tyler Linderbaum's on the board, guys. And I don't really care what your opinion is, because I think Tyler Linderbaum's a top 5 player in this draft class, regardless of his weight. He plays like he's 315. Okay. Forget that he's 290. The guy plays like unbelievably powerful. I'm going to take it. Again, also, you guys do want to continue developing the trenches. Kelsey, probably not going to come back. Again, if you guys aren't winning, I don't know why he's going to be wanting to come back instead of retire and be able to retire a Hall of Famer. Brandon Brooks, he's in contract for a while. Isaiah, I think his name's Isaac Suamalu. He's up for contract in 1 year. Landon Dickerson's been doing really well. He's supposed to be the successor, but no one ever said that Landon Dickerson needs to be that center successor when he's an absolute baller at guard. I think Tyler Linderbaum's a steal at this point. You take him and be able to lock him in. Of course, the Eagles are still sitting on the board. They're still quarterbacks, so I could see a team trading up. But Sauce Gardner is just a nasty ass athlete. He's a beast. I love Sauce Gardner. That's just me. I love Sauce, and I think he fits perfectly with what this team is doing with Rich Gannon. So, also, he was a nasty blitzer. Can you imagine him coming off the edge? This dude's ridiculous. I love Sauce Gardner. So he's going to be taken right here. This is the first quarterback that's going to go, and it's really like up for debate. You can see Kenny Pickett going here. You can see Matt Corral going here. You can see Malik Willis going here. I think this is a team that might want somebody to develop. And to be honest, Matt Corral has shown the biggest upside besides the fact that Malik Willis has ungodly talent. It's just, I don't think teams are going to be taking Malik Willis as QB1 when there are guys who have been a little more proven. Kenny Pickett seems like it's too much of a similar thing to Teddy Bridgewater, and Sam Howell's like the perfect dude for it. He's just not going to be the first quarterback taken. I'm going to go Matt Corral here. You know, this is a team with a lot of weapons for him to use. We've seen what he can do when he's able to use a guy like Elijah Moore and make him into an all-star. Matt Corral has arguably the most potential in the class, second to Malik Willis. I do love Malik. 15, this is going to be DeMarvin Leal here. I think that Jordan Davis is an absolute freak, but DeMarvin Leal offers that edge variability as well, and that just might be a little bit more fun for him. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I think these guys are going to be going in this order anyways, so by this pick 16, I can see both of these guys going. Absolute monsters at their position. Also, DeMarvin Leal could play some edge for the Browns, but honestly, that's a killer duo right there. Also, there's a big drop off after that. So 17 back with the Eagles. David Ojabo is on the board, and hello, we're gonna be taking him. If you honestly think that's unrealistic, and honestly, I'm gonna just do this anyways. Do this in your own minds, guys. I'm gonna take Ojabo here at 13, and then Sauce Gardner here at 17. I don't think it'd make much of a difference. So just to make it more realistic, because again, just makes sense that way. Ojabo 13, Gardner 17. At 18, the Steelers are on the board, and a quarterback definitely seems to be the legit deal. I know people keep saying Kenny Pickett's the guy because they've been able to watch him so closely. It might be the right move, and it's probably going to be. My own self would draft Sam Howell or Malik Willis. I think that both of them are exponentially better, and that's just me. But the Steelers are trying to compete, and they want a guy to step in day one and be able to perform, because otherwise Mike Tomlin might get fired. It's stupid ass idea. You know, a guy who's been able to play so well. We're just in a very now league. So Sam Howell definitely would be the guy I would take, but it's logical. Kenny Pickett's on the board. You take Kenny Pickett to the Steelers. 19 with the Dolphins. They've also done some pretty logical things in the past, especially with like Najee Harris and stuff. They haven't gone too crazy. 19 with the Dolphins. So this is a pick where I think Devin Lloyd would be an excellent addition to this team. I know Devin Lloyd would have been a good spot here, but I don't think you can complain. Devin Lloyd is probably going to be the guy I take, though. It's a big ass need, and looking at the wide receivers, you could go after a guy like Chris Olave. I just don't think that's much of an upgrade in terms of your scheme. I don't think that Tua is going to be cranking out long balls all the damn time. I don't think offensive line's exactly the right position to go either. Even though Kenyon Green deserves some respect here, he could be it. Just if you want to take a chance on him being a left tackle, go for it. I would be in that boat. I'd be like considering it, but Devin Lloyd has upped his stock a shit ton. So respect to him. He's done a great job. 20 with Washington. Yeah, this is going to be a quarterback, guys. I've been usually drafting a tackle to this team. Not going to happen anymore. I still think offensive line is kind of an issue. And I know that some of you guys like to push back on that, which I respect. And I like that you guys are willing to do that. But Sam Howell is going to be the guy. Again, he's going to be pairing up back with De'Ami Brown. It just seems like they've done a lot of scouting on North Carolina and like what they see there, because that's just the way it rolls. Malik Willis deserves to be picked, though. This guy's an absolute freak of nature, and I love him. He's my QB1 still. It's just, again, you guys start blending in some realism with this stuff. Malik Willis is not performing well, and he's having some really big red flag games. He's going to be needed on a team that is able to develop him for a little bit. Honestly, we're going to have a really fun pick here. I might do this trade pretty soon, but there's going to be a really fun trade of a team that definitely could use somebody like this. It might not happen, but it might happen. It just very well might happen. But the Bills are sitting here, and to me, going after a receiver like Chris Olave is chef's kiss. You go after a guy like Chris Olave to be where Emmanuel Sanders is. You've seen how Josh Allen really appreciates a guy like Emmanuel Sanders. And I think Chris Olave's comp very well could be Emmanuel Sanders. So I like that right there. 22 with the Bengals. I think offensive line is the right way to go. We've been doing it for a while. Kenyon Green deserves some highlighting here, because you got Quentin Span on the right guard spot. He might be able to be on his way out, but he's just so good. Kenyon Green's so good. Nicholas Petit-Frere just makes a little bit more sense. Just again, it's very Nicholas Petit-Frere might not be able to make it into the first after his performance this year. He's done good enough, but honestly, I don't know. To be fair, if you look at the value of the tackles, it's dropped off quite a bit. But I've heard that you might be able to return the right tackle spot. Oof. You know what? I like the idea. Ooh, actually, hold on. I forgot about Darian Kinnard. Dude, this is actually the perfect pick here. Let me know what you think about it. I'm going to be taking it. But this is a guy who can play guard in the short term, especially if you bring back the right tackle spot and then transition to the right tackle spot. He fits something in the short term as well as the long. Kenyon Green, you don't know if he's actually going to be able to do that. Darian Kinnard's played right tackle. He's taken a big step. Now, you see his size as well. This guy could be an absolute addition in the run game. Let me know what you guys think. I think he's very athletic as well. So he could work in zone blocking. Just let me know. Darian Kinnard is an offensive tackle. I'm taking him as a right tackle, maybe to play guard in the short term. 23 with the Chargers. This is Kenyon Green all the way. Still need help on the offensive line. So honestly, either way, I can see both these guys going. If you want to have Kenyon Green, take Kenyon Green. You do you. Now, 24. This might be a guy like Treylon Burks. Might be Jameson Williams. It might be Malik Willis. Don't know if you pull the trigger on Malik Willis, though. If I honestly could see Carson Strong at the top of the next round rather than this. This might be a good spot to trade back and be able to get a lot more draft capital, because I'm looking at receivers and I don't see the Cowboys taking round one. I don't really see, I can see the Chiefs taking it, but I can see David Bell being round 2, a much better selection. No, maybe, yeah. So I'm looking at it, and worst case scenario, you get George Pitt, or you get Drake London, or Jahan Dotson's probably going to go 31 anyways. So worst case scenario, to get Drake London, who is an absolute baller at wide receiver. So I don't think that we really need to do that. I don't think we need to take this pick. That being said, I want to discuss the idea, because some team's going to trade up for Malik Willis. This guy has too much arm talent. So either we're going to take him here for the Lions, which I just don't think that's where the franchise wants to go. I think they'd rather go with a guy like Carson Strong. I'm talking right here with the Tennessee Titans. So obviously, your situation at quarterback right now, Ryan Tannehill, he's done a solid job, but he's not done admirably. Like, he's not of that elite echelon, and he's kind of a beneficiary to the run game. Also, his contract's coming up soon. Could this be a spot to get Malik Willis? Yes. Am I going to do it? No, that's hyper unrealistic. To have a team trade up right now that is more in win now mode and kind of just admitting that they're screwed. That's it. Honestly, I might take a wide receiver for the Titans just to keep them in playoff contention. That being said, there's a team that needs a quarterback that unfortunately shouldn't need a quarterback, but because of legal issues, does. That team is the Houston Texans. And they're going to be offering a nice penny to move up into this position. They're going to be offering a next year third to move up 11 spots to be able to select a guy. And honestly, the Lions are actually going to charge them a little bit more. We're going to do a swap of 7 into 6. Seems like it's a little bit of an overtrade, but for a quarterback, it is worth it. So we're getting Malik Willis out of Liberty here. Again, the Lions have a lot of issues. So being able to get an extra, I think what was this, 3rd or 2nd round pick next year, I think it's heavily worth it. 25 with the Cowboys, another team that could trade back. The Lions could trade back up and then use some a lighter draft capital because, again, you're not going after a quarterback. But this is a team where I'm not going to go edge. I don't know why I selected edge. Jordan Battle has just been playing out of his mind recently. Jaquan Brisker as well has played very well. I think Jordan Battle is just having that hype train, and I don't know why people aren't respecting him for it. I think that's just the right move. I don't really see much else that the Cowboys are going to do. I will say this. Trevor Penning is somebody who I would definitely consider. I do like him quite a bit. He has unbelievable upside, but if you really want to go after a tackle, oh, wow, Jackson Kirkland's dropped that far. Go Bernard Raymond. Go Max Mitchell. Just there's no need to go with a guy like Trevor Penning at this point. When after like Verone McKinley, there's nothing. So we're gonna go Jordan Battle here. Jaquan Brisker could be the target, but I just think Jordan Battle has been playing much better recently, and that's caused a little bit of a hype train on him. 26 with the Chiefs. This is all the way edge, and as much as I would have loved to send a guy like Ojabo to this team, we're going to go Nagbear. You guys know it. I like it. I'm saying Travon Walker is returning. He's going to be edge 2 in next class, especially with Will Anderson there. He's definitely not going to be edge 1. But at his size, at his ability, with his abilities, and he doesn't have much to need to improve from, he doesn't have a very high bar to improve on because he has a pretty low pass rush grade right now per PFF. He's going to be getting so much hype. I don't know why. Like, this is a perfect guy for the Minnesota Vikings, by the way. 275, ridiculous. Logan Hall as well. Like, if he ends up coming out, I could see him going at pick 10. I just highly doubt it. But regardless, we're here at number 27. This is Trevor Penning all the way. Just again, you're just taking him for that upside. Ferrari just might be a little bit limited overall. But still, number 28, we got the good old Buccaneers, and this is going to be a trade back spot. You know, you still have Roger McCreary and Trent McDuffie on the board. Oh, honestly, we're going Roger McCreary. I could definitely see Roger McCreary on this team. They've taken corners out of Auburn before. Roger McCreary not going to slip any further. Now the Titans, you could go after a guy like Trent McDuffie. I don't think you do. You do like Washington corners though. Linebacker with Nakobe Dean is certainly something I would look at. You could also look at a wide receiver. You got Jameson Williams, Treylon Burks on the board. I like Treylon Burks to this team. I do. And honestly, that might be the way I go. That being said, because you could stretch the field. It doesn't seem like that's the right thing to do, though. Treylon Burks almost feels too much like AJ Brown, but like worse. Like not just kind of like a worse version of AJ Brown. A bit bigger too. So honestly, we're gonna go Drake London here. Even with the injury, I think Drake London he was putting up like over 1,000 yards in 8 games. Been an absolute ridiculous monster in college. He's a perfect guy because I know Reynolds, thank you guys for correcting me, is on, I believe, on the Lions right now. He's a perfect guy to fit what you were looking for with Reynolds right there. And he's even better. He's an absolute monster, 6'5", and he has everything you could want. As long as he recovers from his injury, he's going to be perfectly fine. 30 with the Packers. Honestly, you could go Pickens, Williams, or Burks here, and I would not mind. You could also go tackle with Ferrari here, and I would also not mind. That being said, I really want to pull the trigger on Jameson Williams. Like, I'm trying to think here because I'm heavily considering a wide receiver here for Arizona. If I move back, let's just say with the Lions, let's just assume the Lions. Then the Lions would choose a guy like Treylon Burks. This might be a three wide receiver way to end the draft. So honestly, that wouldn't be too shabby. We could go wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver here. You know, we're gonna go after a true wide receiver one. I think that's what this team they're gonna try to replace Devontae Adams, and that's really rough because there's not many guys who can replace Devontae Adams. Jahan Dotson's not it. I don't even know if Treylon Burks is going to be it. He's played in the slot a lot, and I know that Mario Rogers out of Clemson is still on the squad. So you want a guy who can play on the outside. That's Jameson Williams or George Pickens. And you got a guy with a cannon and Jordan Love. I think that a guy like Jameson Williams would be able to stretch the field. George Pickens would be able to dominate the field. So which one's going to get more hype? I think the guy who tests even better. Jameson Williams is going to stretch the field. Again, George Pickens is definitely a big option there, but you're also taking him away from the Lions. Obviously, I was joking about trading with the Lions because in the same division. So you're taking away from the Lions, being able to take him right here. Number 31 with the Patriots. You know, honestly, this could be Trent McDuffie, though, or Martin Emerson. So I would, that is, wow. Because I was thinking about just taking wide receiver here because I like Jahan Dotson to the team. That's kind of, Trent McDuffie's still on the board. I think in a team with a team like this, he might really work. Because I have him similar to Xavier Rhodes. I said my comp for him is a shorter Xavier Rhodes. I don't like his speed that much. I don't really, because I think he can get torched. But this is a team that can do really well with being able to train corners that way. I'm going to go Trent McDuffie here. Corner is a huge issue, so it's not a big concern. Leaving the cards on the board. If Kingsley were here, obviously Travon Walker would be a fun one, right? You need a bigger ass dude in the middle. Drake Jackson on the outside. Another one, Nick Benito, Arnold Ebiketie. These are guys I can take in the next round. Corner-wise, you could go after a corner here. But wide receiver-wise, I know how good, what's his name? Where is he? Drake London's been, like, for this team. He would be excellent. But at the same time, George Pickens is here. Treylon Burks is too. I don't really think you're going to want to replace where Rondale Moore should be. George Pickens is going to be what you're hoping for in AJ Green. His comp is AJ Green. So you guys brought him in to have a big role. He's unfortunately not lived up to it. George Pickens is going to have hype as all get-go too. He's going to be absolutely through the roof hype here because for his size, he's going to test very well. Very explosive, excellent catch radius. Like, this guy's going to be off the charts. We're going to take George Pickens to end off round 1. So let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.